Welcome everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame and story mode and such. It's getting exciting, like the dominoes are slowly starting to get set into place to kick us off into Heavensward. We're still a ways off, but I'm getting excited. There's so much to look forward to, you guys have no idea. Anyway, still plenty of story before then. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Ooh, what is it? Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest, there is something I would show you, Durman. It's a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions, in particular, the names of all of the defeated primals, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogglmog XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one among our member to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all you've done. In the course of your duties, you've never once failed to answer my call to arms. You're a true hero, Durman, and Eorzea is that much safer for your presence. Pray, do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they're forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. And that's to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there's no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you've faced on our behalf, and the people you've won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of the Little Solace, who wish naught of conflict? Of Alisei, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the Calamity? And then there's Cid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alec that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm's truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Sorry, I can't tell who's talking. Oh, it's you. Hello. You're interrupting. But welcome. Alphinaud. I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Elle. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found, unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphinaud, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. I always like it when he's caught on a back foot. Durman, you've been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Well, that sounds fun. Sure. Let's check in on the kids. See how they're settling into their new home. Oh, temporary home. But home nonetheless. After we parted in Ul'dah, I paid a visit to the refugees. Though a fundamental solution remains far off, I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. I'm given to understand that you resolved the matter of Ramu. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when next we speak. You've done well, Derman. Oh, I always do, you know that. Alright, let's go check with the kids. I do appreciate that all the Scions who are usually here around Revenant's Toll are looking after the kids so well. Big fan of that. How are y'all doing? The storm has passed, and a moment's quietude is ours. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything at all, it's that such restful moments are fleeting. Dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. Was Tataru learning things? Tataru, where are you? Tataru? Tataru? Huh. Off learning things, I guess. Papalimo, how goes it? With the Doman younglings dashing around hither and yon, there's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. Yeah, I don't see how this would feel any different. If I were as big as a mountain and strong as a bear like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more. Maybe so. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon. That game of hide and seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Yeah, y'all are really good at it. I had to cheat with the chocobo. Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Koharu when she's mad. Ah yes, as a warrior, I well understand the power of the Berserker Rage. Foster that power. Use it. Turn it into axe strikes. You're gonna need an axe for that part, but you've got the first thing. I do not know where we would be without Higiri. The girl has worked tirelessly for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent? I told Flamin all about our adventures in the Sylphlands, fake Thancred and all. You won't tell the real Thancred, will you? I wish I'd been there for that part. That sounded entertaining. Instead, I had to fight a god. Oh well. Look, it's Mr. Derman. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Derman? And maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? You guys need to use your name cards when you walk in. I don't know your voices. Mr. Boulder, Mr. Coltonay, did you know that Mr. Derman's back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Derman. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I'm known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonay. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we've taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore. We're adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Derman if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Derman? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hoary, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against the legend. Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Derman? Would you consent to spar with me? Yeah, sure. That'd be fun. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament! Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do y'all have gear? This I must see. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonay. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. As do I. I'll try to go easy on you. Where'd you go? I guess they're outside. Hey, has anyone seen Tataru? Oh, there you are. Hello. Nothing warms me inside quite like Higiri's tea. Truly, it's a salve for the body and soul. Yes, but what have you been studying, or practicing, or learning? You have to tell me later. All right, let's go outside and spar. Ah, good old Mordona, all purple as ever. We're never gonna get a clear sky out here. Oh, there you all are. Hello, hello. Mr. Durman's here. Let the battle begin. Yes, let's. 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Durman. I trust you're ready to begin? I am. Let's go. Very well. Let's not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Durman you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Durman to inspire my efforts, I'd not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello. You haven't begun yet, have you? Start shouting your names, people. Oh, it's you. Okay, cool. Making me guess voices. Ida! Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Durman's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation's at stake. I did fight 6 gods before, but you're right. Yes, this is it. This is the moment. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. I have terrible, terrible news for you, Mr. Boulder. You can't actually win, but I appreciate your gusto. Day and night I've honed my skills. Now comes the time to test them. This should be interesting. That it should. Hey, don't blind me. All right, fine, I'll fight back. And I am level synced now, so this actually will be a proper fight. I'll even have to catch on fire for it. Hey, no hits. Good moves. You all right? Ugh, such power. The tails barely do you justice. You okay? Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? Yes, children, but not right away. It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the right of it. Cultivate the cultured. Good subtitle. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. You heard him, Hori. On your feet. All right. You know what? I'll work on you first. Since you volunteered. And you're technically the squishy. Adam, I must admit defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. Good match, everyone. Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Durman's so strong. But you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Hey, wow, look at you go. I like your spirit. Never have I faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. Dude, don't hurt yourself. 'Tis your example I follow. Sorry, I lost some of that text there. Surrender not to the implacable foe. Yeah, it's quite admirable. Good for you, bud. Good match. We're gonna need a healer to tend to some shins. You bested me. I yield. That was incredible. You beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Durman. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Oh, look at us inspiring everyone. We should beat up our allies more often. Who knew it was this easy? Impressive as always, Derman. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Carteneau. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, and the nations too self-involved and unstable. "'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back up to their feet to face another day. Though he'd never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Okay. I am intrigued. It is nice being back here with all the people. All right, Alphinaud, let's hear this idea of yours. I am all ears. Thank you for coming, Derman. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Go on, after I take some materia from you, I guess. Much appreciated. Thank you for the tip? Candy? I don't know. Let's talk. Alphinaud wishes to request your assistance for his new endeavor. Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to actually start voice acting talking and I was sipping tea. My bad. Let me put that down. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation according to the Scions. Accorded to the Scions, my mistake. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But, as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scions' command, however, we'll be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources, or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization, and those of the Scions, are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true, border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I'm otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Okay. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Sounds good. You know, I'm most intrigued on your thoughts about this. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphinaud has long been laying the groundwork for this organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. I will. All right. Let's get ourselves off to Limsa. Away! This is not Limsa. Let me try again. Better. All right. The match cuts are really acting up on me lately. Alphinaud, I am here. Sorry for the delay. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Bluefisfin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I'd have you begin the recruiting process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you're satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Sounds good. Don't you worry, I'll have us some quality candidates in no time. Scanning for recruits. Scanning. Oop. I'm sensing one up this way. Hello? Ah, do you wish to join this new mystery team? An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there's a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Fair enough. I don't think I made a very good pitch. I'll do better next time. Hey, who wants to join our secret club? A secret trial company. We fight demigods on the regular. Or, if that sounds bad, we don't do that. Master Alphinaud's new organization. Yes, I'd heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa must needs receive my full attention. I understand. Good point. Don't worry, I'll find somebody. everyone. Who here likes independent military organizations? Sure, we all do. Would you like to be in one? Huh? Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvalan's door. Okay, thank you for your time, ma'am. Good news, everyone. I have a special offer for you. The next 3 people to accept our offer to join this private organization will get a voucher for 1 free snack. To share. A precursor to United Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimelis keep me close to the forge. I've not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Well, you know what, at this point, I'll take it, thank you. Maybe I've been too direct. Let's try reverse psychology. Good news, everyone, we're all full up. We're no longer taking any recruits to our super secret organization that is so cool and has snacks. You can't join, even if you wanted to. Oh, if it ain't Derman. I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember Oriel, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes? 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? I remember you, yeah. It ain't often I drag my arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? Huh? You're looking to put together a new crew. Top-tier work? Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. It worked. I knew it. Well, 1 out of 5 ain't bad. Let's go tell Alphinaud. Good news, Alphinaud. I've located our first recruit. Derman, your recruiting went well, I trust? I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. Ah, a member of the legendary Company of Heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seedseer proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. Sounds good. Maybe I'll have slightly better luck there. 1 out of 5 did not really feel sufficient. Okay, let's get ourselves over to Gridania. What? No. Change it back. No. Come on. Okay. I'm almost scared to try again, but... Oh, come on. The one time I'm not trying to get here in a hurry. No. 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 What the... How does that work? You know what? I think I'm just gonna walk. Snap Travel is feeling sassy today, apparently. Hey, Alphinaud. Sorry for the wait. My audience with the Elder Seedseer is due to commence momentarily. I'd be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Sounds good. Let me go find us some new squad mates. Hello, hello. Can I interest you in joining our cause? Oh, hello again. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Huh? Could it be you don't remember me? It's I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Boscaran's. Yes, now I remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I'd realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, huh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers will have naught more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Hey, good for you. You all remember him? We were out here, we found that there was one of the Wood Whalers was like selling out, was like a rat for the Garleans. Was selling out information because he was getting better paid by the Garleans and we exposed him. He's been in jail. And now he's on our side. That's the thing that I love about Final Fantasy XIV and the way that it handles its world and its characters. Like, it doesn't throw its toys away. A character who is introduced could come back and become important, very important even. Or it could just be a character who you bump into again when you go visiting that part of the world again. It helps the world to feel alive, that you run into people and their lives change and things happen with them and you catch up with them at different points in their life. Like, it's neat. And it's a thing that I feel like I don't encounter in a whole lot of MMOs, but I feel like more MMOs should be doing this. It's not to say that other MMOs aren't doing it, like, that it does happen, for sure, but it is a thing that has made me feel way more attached to this world than I would otherwise. And 14's just been really, really good at it in the long term, in my experience. Anyway, can I interest you in joining our private organization? We have 2 excitable recruits so far. Would you like to be the 3rd? 'Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization's more organized. You know what? That's fair, and a good reason. You will be hearing from us again. Good news, one and all. I've got 1 opening in our secret club. We just had an opening spot pop up, and could you be the lucky recipient of this spot? You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I'm both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I've sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Yeah, y'all remember him? He's the guy who was the butler in that, in Hawk Manor, which was kind of having a whole haunting going on that we broke up. It was a while ago. They're doing a good job with this particular quest line of sort of having a reunion tour with a bunch of minor NPCs we've interacted with over the course of the Realm Reborn. It's a good way to do it. Hello, hello, hello. Could I interest you in joining our group? Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry. We were just... Oh, Derman, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then. Look how far you've come. Mother Mione tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isoldar safely home. Awesome. 2 people in 1 town. That's like twice as good. By the way, before I run off, if you happen to take on the summoner job, you will eventually be interacting with this character here, Ymitra. And minor spoilers, I guess, but she is Ystola's sister. And that's kind of neat. Anyway, where was I? Alphinaud. What news, Derman? For my part, the Elder Seats here was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer. Our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ul'dah whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. That it does, and I think... I think I'm just going to ride the airship. 1 ticket to Ul'dah, please. Sure, it takes a while longer to get there. But it's starting to feel safer. Also, the views are nice. Anyway. Alphinaud, I have arrived. Ul'dah, the gilded city where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous 2. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let's meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Derman. Oh, don't you worry your pretty little head. I'll find us a good crop of fresh faces. Hello, hello. Could I interest you in joining our little group? Wait, you're the man who came from Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't... I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends besides. Oh, we were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man, so here I am. A new company of champions? And you say it'll take me to all corners of the realm. That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling not sure which, you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Awesome. Remember that guy? When there was a little small, like a bunch of the youths in Little Alamigo were wanting to start a whole rebellion thing, and the older guy there was trying to get our help, like stopping them before they got themselves killed. And then we did. So, yeah. That was the leader of that little bunch. And now they're on our team. 1 for 1 so far. Let's go for 2. Hello, hello there. When you think about it, this town sucks and no one should want to live here. Can I interest you in leaving? Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I'm Orsen, the Church of Saint Adama, of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones' less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, 'tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. Sounds good. Good luck to you. But seriously, surely someone must want to leave this town. Can I interest you in leaving? I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. Yes. Okay. Hadn't ever really considered trying, hey, this town sucks, right, as a pickup line, but apparently it can be received as such. How's it going? You'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours, and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization's funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Oh, well, alright, fair enough. First I've heard of that, but... Hello, hello. Can I interest you in a change of career? I don't really know why I'm trying this one. Seems like a long shot, but... A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Yeah, that's, that makes a lot of sense. And you also seemed like you're doing okay. Sorry for bothering you. Alphinaud! Alphinaud, I found his friends. How fared you, Derman? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamigan youth? Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Derman. I'll not squander the precious gift you've placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. Sounds good to me. And yes, we are free to begin. As you've no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There's naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You're concerned by the syndicate's involvement? As was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I'd prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and the doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company's had a chance to prove its worth. It'll not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let's return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for our united Eorzea. Sounds good. Glad that syndicate money thing's on your radar, at least. Safe travel. I really love these airship little cutscenes and stuff. So peaceful.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alphinaud's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
The true Final Fantasy XIV is just starting to poke its head up. I'm getting so excited. So when I said way early on, and I don't even remember when I said it, but that people who particularly enjoyed the Vana'diel flavor of Final Fantasy experience, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy XII, and so on, those are Final Fantasies which, while they do have like kind of the big fantasy adventure, they also involve a lot of like kind of interesting politicking and sort of like backstabbing and deals of like ordeals of state and organizations and governments, it's like stuff like this. And it's the same sort of stuff that can make Game of Thrones really interesting when it's at its best. And 14 makes some, like, Final Fantasy Tactics and 12 are some of the ones that I've enjoyed the most for those reasons. Like, those, bringing some of those stories in adds in some really fun complexity to the sort of like big, like good versus evil stories that these can often be. And 14 also takes full advantage of that sort of stuff once it gets going. And it's really starting to, like, I love how many of the seeds it's planting and the things it's putting into place, all the dominoes it's putting into a place here during like this stretch of patches. I think this is why I really just enjoy this 2.x stretch, even though it can be kind of tedious at times. Anyway, I need to get back to the Rising Stones. Let's just regular vanilla warp. Hasn't failed us yet. All here and in one piece. How are y'all doing? I fear Ida's boundless optimism is beginning to affect my better judgment, and your tendency to triumph against the most terrible of foes is certainly not helping matters. Sorry to, well, not disappoint. Sorry to, exceed expectations, I guess. Your bout with Hoary Boulder was more stirring than 100 lines of my most passionate poetry. I didn't know you did poetry. Mayhap I should arrange a sparring match of my own. Your funeral. I wish Ida were not so eager to look to the future when we have so many problems in the here and now. Why, what are you saying? I can't wait for Alphinaud to start his new company. I love making new friends. I sort of share your enthusiasm. No, this won't do at all. And then I'll have to... Oh, hello, Derman. If you don't mind, I'm terribly busy at the moment. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Carry on. 'Tis not enough that I'm here for my daughter. I must do what little I can to help you all succeed in your monumental tasks. No, you're doing great. You're all doing great. Hori, you okay? Healing up? Derman, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. And I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay. Go get him, champ. Kids, you good? Mr. Boulder fought well, but he was no match for you, Mr. Derman. Just you wait. One day I'll be good enough to knock you from the top of your mountain. Go get him, kid. But I must warn you, if you come for the tiny king, you best not miss. Anyway, Alphinaud, Minfilia, how's it going? I was just threatening children, I guess. Sorry. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavor. Oh, right, yes, sorry. You're just having this same thought. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Derman. I'm certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. I am sure she will. Oh, look. She's already quite excited to see me free for other duties. What's up? Minfilia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll. Greetings, Derman. Alphinaud tells me all's in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphinaud to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slothborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? Yeah, sure. I probably should go ahead and end this episode here, but I think we're pretty near the end of this patch. Let's just go ahead and wrap it up. Slothborn! Did you need help with something? I'm here to assist. What can I do for you, Derman? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer of aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedents, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slothborn, the shipment! We couldn't... Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were too many. Too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us.
There's naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to attend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate?
House Fortin. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper.
Understood. I shall see that they're apprised of this development. Dermot, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortin? I'll be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I'd also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures.
No problem.
Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Horshafont will be glad for your assistance.
And I'll be happy to see him. It's been a while. All right. Let's get out there and... Dare I attempt it? Hey, got it in one. All right, Horshafont, I'm here. I know, I'm surprised too. How's it going? It's been a while. Well, well, if it isn't my fine friend, Dermot Derami. Would you care for a plate of roast caracal? Some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see you've not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. That it is not. How are you doing? How are things? Lord Horshafont awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Dragonhead. These patch stories are getting longer.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortin does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts.
I did help you guys, like, a lot.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long.
No doubt.
Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Sounds great. Have those ready. I'll be just a few minutes. Boy, it has been a while since we were doing stuff out here, huh? Ah, Ishgard. We'll see you someday. So, we need to talk to Driamont. Or Drilamont. I can't remember. Still haven't installed elevators, I see. Super cool. At least I can fly now. That does make it a lot faster. How's it going? You owe me? Help. Derman, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I know. I must confess, then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabout have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Ice Heart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you'd care to question one of their recent victims? As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he's regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Well, it's worth a shot. Thanks for the lead. All right, into the infirmary. I'm guessing upstairs? Maybe? Hey, here you are. Tell you what happened. Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly black hearts. I was traveling my usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that's where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Yeah, you stay here and recover. I have got it from here. Okay, we are to search the wilds of Snowcloak and defeat any heretics we encounter. So then... It's kind of nice out here when it's sunny. Not so nice, I suppose. Well, hello, loyal heretics. Pleased to meet you. I'm Derman. And thus our meeting is concluded. There we are. So, anyone else? Feeling bold? I still have some thwacks I can spare. Oh, you're okay. Gah! Draw your weapon, foul... Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You're come-seeking heretics? Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they're gone. Vanished, like icy wraiths. Huh. Interesting. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff? Could it be Iceheart herself came to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We've not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drilamont. Alright, sounds good. I'll go start laying suspicions now. I'm begging you guys to install an elevator. Or at least, like, a big window I can fly through or something. Come on. Derman, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Orshivon of your discoveries. He'll wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. All right, I'll hold you to that. Let's go deliver our report. There we are. Good to see that cooperating again. Boy, getting a patch story done in 3 episodes is proving less feasible than I thought. Good to know for the future. Forgot how chunky these stories could be.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
It's a funny shot.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart? Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Hey, much appreciated, thank you. Well, that solves my problems anyway. And I realize we haven't really solved any of your problems, but, well, good luck. So hey, Slafborn, bad news about the provisions. Derman, it's good to see you return to the Toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Kurthus? How's Fortoms to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Orshivon for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it'll attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphinaud's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. I agree. I feel like I should start taking some of this stuff. But what? I'll go with this one. I think there's just one more quest. We're almost through. It's just going to be a long one today. Slafborn has news on the progress of the inaugural ceremony. While you were away in Kurthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? I will. I don't get to help Tataru enough. I'm always helping everybody else. Team Short needs help sometimes too. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file a lot in my wastepaper basket. Oh, Derman, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to track them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Alphinaud if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization's a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Food for thought. But I'll start dispersing these outside, I assume. Here, I'll go find them. Delivering clothing items is slightly outside my specialization, but I'll make it work. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to the cause. Happy to have you with us. The Ultramarine uniform, a deep blue uniform crafted specifically for Alphinaud's new trial organization. Well, here you go. Get dressed. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be a wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Okay, you're planning a little too far ahead here, but I'm glad you're enthusiastic. Who's next? Oop, must be up there. Hey. How'd you get up here? Ah, hey, welcome. Glad you made it. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. That's a really funny joke. Just have all the NPCs doing this animation. He's just copying them, trying to make it work. That's really cute. They tell some good, weird, NPC animation staging jokes sometimes in this game. It's a very weird, specific kind of humor, but I like it. Ah, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. All right, well, bummer's thoughts, but I guess you've got a lot to work through. I'm glad you're here. Start of a new day for you. Who next? You. Hey, you're a new face. What's your name? Ergmus? Welcome. This scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hearty defender of Limsa Lominsa. Yet, in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. I love your thinking. Get dressed. Aha, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. Yes, that is the most important thing. Someone understands fashion is all that matters. Finally. You're gonna do well here. Ah, hello, hello. Welcome to the crew. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilbert, and I'll have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as a captain. Much did I lose to the Calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. Sounds great. You're so tall. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There's no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. I think you're gonna do pretty good here. All right, who's next? Wilrid, I see your nameplate. Wilrid. Uniform. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, but this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. There you are. Get dressed. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. A joke at how a lot of the Alamegans tend to be pretty sparsely dressed. I'm enjoying seeing the writers poking fun at kind of their own tendencies within the game and its fiction. Derman Dirami? Gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. Well, welcome. Pleasure to meet you. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. Yes, that is the point. All of you should be wearing the uniforms and reporting back. There's a ceremony or something. Still missing a few people. Hello? Where are you guys hiding? Uniforms. There you are. Hey, you made it. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurer's life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Fantastic. It starts here. I hope you like blue. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Ah, you'll do great. Don't worry about it. Get in the uniform, I'm sure you'll start feeling braver right away. For serious, where is this last person hiding? Are you all the way up here? No? Wow. Are you, trying out for our resident ninja? What's going on? You're real sneaky. Hello there, lad. Looking for me, was you? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. You're really good at sneaking. Have you considered, like, being a rogue? You know what? You are a rogue, aren't you? You act like a rogue. Aha, proper uniforms and all. This thing will cut off the blood to me head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments. I don't know if that's allowed, but you know what? You're from Pirate Land. You do what you want. All right. Duty's complete. Let's get this ceremony going. This episode's turning really feature-length. Note to self. Patch stories are not going to get done in 3 episodes anymore. Make peace with this. I got the first one done in like 2. I wouldn't be surprised if the devs were way more rushed for that first couple of patches. I mean, they were coming in hot with A Realm Reborn, so kind of stands to reason. But they're finding their feet. Yes, Dermot? Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We're not yet an army, but there is much a small core of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Dermot. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Take it away, bud.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the 7th Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphinaud. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
Our little fancy lad's all grown up.
I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Eorzea. My thanks. I shall contact you anon. When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder, have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
You know, come to think of it, no.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Well, I think we might have done it. Yes, I dare say so. I don't know what to... sure. I think? I don't know, what are all these for? This is fine. All right. We did it, and I think, hang on. Oh, wait, nope, there's more. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment is spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Oh, we're gonna be there soon. Ooh, a little peek at Ishgard. Exciting. This bodes ill. Still exciting, though, and that's the end of the... Okay, that's the end of the 2.3 patch. We did it! Okay, well, this turned long. Sorry about that. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and when we come back next time, we shall continue. Do take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!